This is The Process Shot. I'm Michael. I'm stuck in an abandoned movie theater, and I've seen Speedy, a silent comedy film from 1928, directed by Ted Wilde and starring Harold Lloyd. This time around, Lloyd is a down on his luck kind of guy who's working his way up in an effort to make the money he needs to marry his gal, or at least to impress his girlfriend's grandfather, who they call Pops, so that he won't hold any grudges in the future. While Speedy's working prospects aren't improving, Pops' luck isn't getting better either, as his horse-drawn trolley is at risk of being bought out and shuttered by the local railroad company, who Speedy learns will stop at nothing to get what they want. That part of the story is set up early on in the film, but doesn't really see a payoff until the final several minutes or so. Until then, we get more to do with Speedy and his job hunt, which takes us through late 20s New York and a whole smattering of locations, with an extended sequence at Coney Island's amusement park in its heyday. The film is an excellent time capsule of this period, long since gone, and the story itself is certainly one which couldn't exist in any other time, most of all because of its railroad trolley storyline. New York in itself isn't exactly important to the film's story, but the uniqueness of its layout and setting are what take the city from being just a background decoration and more of a playground within which the film is set. There isn't too much in the film's story overall, or at least not much in the way of an ongoing narrative. Again, the greater story about Pops' horse-drawn trolley and its potential sale is more of a narrative bookend, and the middle of the film tends to ignore progressing that story, outside of tying it into Speedy's search for a new job. Much like most other silent comedies I've seen, the story is secondary to the comedy, and while that may have been the trend, it does hurt films that follow it due to the loss of focus. Still, the comedy antics are enjoyable, and they do ramp up greatly over time, and in a manner that only stacks up the stakes and ramps up the scale of events, from Speedy's soda jerk acrobatics to a mad brawl in the streets between gangsters and tradesmen. The extensive romp through Coney Island also makes a great use of physical slapstick and prop comedy, the entire scene being a mini-movie in itself in this way. In any case, while Speedy does have its faults when it comes to focus, the detail in its comedy and creative use of its setting are enough to support it, and while the story is still pretty loose, it's also wholesome and upbeat enough that you won't leave the film feeling as though you missed out on anything. Speedy, Ted Wilde, 1928. 4.5 stars. I recommend seeing it when you can. That's it for this review. If you liked it, leave a comment. If you didn't, leave a like. Wait, I messed that up. Never mind. If you want more reviews in the future, subscribe to the channel for more reviews in the future. Man, I can't talk today. Maybe I need some water.